Welcome to Exploring the Solar System, a journey through space. Tonight's program is about a 14 flap set that is a fundraiser for Tslai Lodge 134 to sponsor our scouts as their delegation contingent to the National Order of the Arrow Conference that's being held this summer in Boulder, Colorado, 2024. And I'm excited to show our 14 patches, and we'll start off. The solar system consists of 8 planets, including 2 dwarf planets, 3 moons, and the central star, the sun. Our sun is a 4.5 billion year old star, a hot glowing ball of hydrogen and helium at the center of our solar system. The sun is about 93 million miles from Earth, and without its energy, life as we know it could not exist here on our home planet. The sun is the largest object in our solar system. The sun's volume would need 1.3 million Earths to fill it. Its gravity holds the solar system together, keeping everything from the biggest planets to the smallest bits of debris in orbit around it. The hottest part of the sun is its core, where temperatures top out at 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. The sun's activity, from the powerful eruptions to the steady stream of charged particles it sends out, influences the nature of space throughout the solar system. The smallest planet in our solar system and nearest to the sun, Mercury, is only slightly larger than Earth's moon. From the surface of Mercury, the sun would appear more than 3 times as large as it does when viewed from Earth, and the sunlight would be as much as 7 times brighter. Despite its proximity to the sun, Mercury is not the hottest planet in our solar system. That title belongs to nearby Venus, thanks to the dense atmosphere. Because of Mercury's elliptical egg-shaped orbit and sluggish rotation, the sun appears to rise briefly, set, and rise again from some parts of the planet's surface. The same thing happens in reverse at sunset. Venus is the second planet from the sun and Earth's closest planetary neighbor. It's one of the 4 inner terrestrial planets, and it's often called Earth's twin because it's similar in size and density. These are not identical twins, however. There are radical differences between the 2 worlds. Venus is has a thick toxic atmosphere filled with carbon dioxide and perpetually shrouded in thick yellowish clouds of sulfuric acid that traps heat, causing a runaway greenhouse effect. It's the hottest planet in our solar system, even though Mercury is closer to the sun. Surface temperatures of Venus are about 900 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt lead. The surface is a rusty color, and it's peppered with intense crusted mountains and thousands of large volcanoes. Scientists think it's possible some volcanoes are still active. Venus has crushing air pressure at its surface, more than 90 times that of Earth, similar to the pressure you would encounter if you were a mile below in the ocean of Earth. Another big difference from Earth, Venus rotates on its axis backwards compared to most of the other planets in the solar system. This means that on Venus, the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, opposite of what we experience here on Earth. Our home planet is the 3rd planet from the sun. and the only place we know of so far that is habited by living things. While Earth is only the fifth largest planet in our solar system, it is the only world in our solar system with liquid water on the surface. Just slightly larger than nearby Venus, Earth is the biggest of the four planets closest to the Sun, all of which are made of rock and metal. The name Earth is at least 1,000 years old. All of the planets except for Earth were named after Greek and Roman gods and goddesses. However, the name Earth is a Germanic word, which simply means the ground. As you look at this patch, see if you can imagine some features on the moon's surface designed hidden in the patch. Earth's moon is the only place beyond Earth where humans have set foot. In fact, the first human to set foot on the moon, Neil Armstrong, is an Eagle Scout. The brightest and largest object in our night sky, the moon, makes Earth a more livable planet by moderating our home planet wobble on its axis, leading to a relatively stable climate. It also causes tides, creating a rhythm that has guided humans for thousands of years. The moon was likely formed as a asteroid or something collided with the Earth and got hooked into our orbit. Earth's moon is the fifth largest of the 200 plus moons orbiting planets in our solar system. Earth's only natural satellite is simply called the moon because people didn't know other moons existed until Galileo discovered 4 moons orbiting Jupiter in 1610. NASA currently has 3 robotic spacecrafts exploring the moon. Mars is the 4th planet from the sun, a dusty, cold desert world with a very thin atmosphere. Mars is also a dynamic planet with seasons, polar ice caps, canyons, extinct volcanoes, and evidence that it was even more active in the past. Mars is one of the most explored bodies in our solar system, and it's the only planet where we've sent rovers to roam the alien landscape. NASA currently has 2 rovers, 1 lander, a helicopter or drone, exploring the surface of Mars. And there are several other countries on Earth that has sent rovers and satellites also to Mars. China, United Arab Emirates, Europe, and India have also sent things to study Mars. Dwarf planet Ceres is the largest object in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, and it's the only dwarf planet located in the inner solar system. It was the first member of the asteroid belt to be discovered by Giuseppe Pizza, looks like pizza, Piazzi, spotted in 1801. When NASA's orbiter Dawn arrived in 2015, Ceres became the first dwarf planet to receive a visit from a spacecraft. Called an asteroid for many years, Ceres is so much bigger and so different from its rocky neighbors that scientists classified it as a dwarf planet in 2006. Even though Ceres comprises 25% of the asteroid's belt total mass, Pluto is still 14 times more massive. Ceres is named for the Roman goddess of corn and harvest. The word cereal comes from the same name. Ceres is one of the few places in our solar system where scientists would like to search for possible signs of life. Ceres has sometimes a lot of other has something a lot of other planets don't have. That's water. Here on Earth, water is essential for life. So it's possible that with this ingredient and a few other conditions met, life possibly could exist there. If anything does live on Ceres, it's likely to be very small microbes similar to bacteria. If Ceres does not have living things today, there may be signs it harbored life in the past. If we wanted to compare sizes, if Earth was the size of a nickel, Ceres would be the size as big as a poppy seed. Jupiter has a long history of surprising scientists, all the way back to 1610 when Galileo found the first moons beyond Earth. That discovery changed the way we see the universe. Fifth in line from the sun, Jupiter is by far the largest planet in our solar system, more than twice as massive as all the other planets combined. Jupiter's familiar stripes and swirls are actually cold, windy clouds of ammonia and water floating in the atmosphere of hydrogen and helium. Jupiter's iconic giant red spot is a giant storm bigger than the Earth that has raged for hundreds of years. One spacecraft, NASA's Juno orbiter, is currently exploring this giant world. Ganymede. Jupiter's icy moon, Ganymede, is the largest moon in our solar system, even bigger than the planet Mercury and the dwarf planet Pluto. There's strong evidence that Ganymede has an underground saltwater ocean that may hold more water than all the water on Earth's surface. It might even have ice and ocean stacked up in several layers like a club sandwich. Ganymede is the only moon known to have its own magnetic field, sometimes typically found on planets like Earth. The magnetic field causes auroras, or bright ribbons of glowing gas that circles the moon and the moon's poles. There's evidence Ganymede has a tremendous oxygen atmosphere. Several NASA probes have explored Jupiter and its moons, including Ganymede. The Juno spacecraft was most recent, taking detailed photographs of Ganymede in 2021. Europa may be the most promising place in our solar system to find present-day environment suitable for some form of life beyond Earth. Scientists are almost certain that hidden beyond the icy surface of Europa is a salty water ocean thought to contain twice as much water as Earth's ocean combined. And like Earth, Europa is thought to also contain a rocky mantle and iron core. There is very strong evidence suggesting Europa's ocean is in contact with rock. This is important because life as we know it requires three key basic ingredients: liquid water, an energy source, and organic compound to use as a building block for biological processes. Europa could have all of these ingredients, and its oceans may have existed for the whole age of the solar system, long enough for life to begin and evolve there. Saturn is the sixth planet from the sun, and I think the coolest, and the second largest planet in our solar system. Adorned with thousands of beautiful ringlets, Saturn is unique among the planets. It is not the only planet to have rings made of chunks of ice and rock. but none are as spectacular or complicated as Saturn's. Like fellow gas giant Jupiter, Saturn is a massive ball made mostly of hydrogen and helium. Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun and has the 3rd largest diameter in our solar system. It was the first planet found with the aid of a telescope. Uranus was discovered in 1781 by astronomer William Herschel, although he originally thought it was either a comet or a star. It was 2 years later that the object was universally accepted as a new planet, in part because of observations by Johann Elert Bode. Herschel tried unsuccessfully to name his discovery after King George III. Instead, the scientific community accepted Bode's suggestion to name it Uranus, the Greek god of the sky, as suggested by Bode. Uranus is the only planet whose equator is nearly at a right angle to its orbit, with a tilt of 97 degrees, possibly the result of a collision with a large size object long ago, an asteroid or another planet. This unusual tilt causes the most extreme seasons in the solar system. Dark, cold, and whipped by supersonic winds, ice giant Neptune is the 8th and most distant planet in our solar system. More than 30 times as far from the Sun as Earth, Neptune is the only planet in our solar system not visible to the naked eye, and the first predicted by mathematics before its discovery. In 2011, Neptune completed its first 165-year orbit since its discovery in 1846. NASA's Voyager 2 is the only spacecraft to have visited Neptune up close. It flew past in 1989 on its way out of our solar system. Pluto is a dwarf planet in the Kuiper Belt, a donut-shaped region of icy bodies beyond the orbit of Neptune. There may be millions of these icy objects, collectively referred to as the Kuiper Belt objects. Pluto, which is smaller than Earth's moon, has a heart-shaped glacier. You can see it in the patch design, and it's the size of Texas and Oklahoma. This fascinating world has blue skies, spinning moons, mountains as high as the Rockies, and it has snow, but the snow is red. In 2015, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft made its historic flight through the Pluto system, providing the first close-up images of Pluto and its moons and collecting other data that has transformed our understanding of these mysterious worlds on our solar system's outer frontiers. In the years since groundbreaking flyby, nearly every conjecture about Pluto's possibly being an inert ball of ice has been thrown out the window. As Alan Stern, the New Horizons principal investigator from the Southwest Research Institute in Boulder, Colorado, he quotes, "It's clear to me that the solar system saved the best for last. We could not have explored a more fascinating or scientifically important planet became a dwarf planet at the edge of our solar system. The New Horizons team worked for 15 years to plan and execute this flyby of Pluto." there we have it, guys. Our patch set that explored our solar system. Our scouts learned many scientific things as they collected these patches. And it has helped many of our scouts to attend as they go to the National Order of the Arrow Conference this summer in Boulder, Colorado. Thank you very much.